Mwebale.
His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni ali mukubirako abantu. His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda is now with
The problem of AIDS is really a problem mainly of discipline.
Alikora nti ekizibu ekyakawuka ka siriimu kiva ku mpisa betwebisamu.
This is a disease when we analyzed it, it was threatening us, we found it was from just 3 points.
Alikora nti obulwaire buno bw'oba ng'obulingirire oba nga weekeenenya bulungi.
It was from 3 sources.
Buva mu ngeri ya bika bya mirundi esatu.
Bwali buva omubiseera ebyo. Omubiseera ebyo bwali buva busibuka abantu basatu. Number 1 was Malaya.
Bwali kukola obuseege oba okwetunda.
That was number 1.
Eyo ni number 1 engeri gye tufunamu obulwaire obwo.
Number 2 was blood transfusion before we checked the blood of the givers.
Bw'ovanga musaayi ng'olwaire bakuwa omusaayi ng'awo ebyobulamu bikaali kwekeenezezebwa bulungi.
Then number 3 was from mother to child in the womb.
Number 3 nga kiva ku maama alwaire akawuka.
But to show that it's not really a very serious disease, if you take number 3, mother to child, even without any intervention, we found that only 30% will be passed from mother to child, even if the mother had virus with you.
Alikora nti namba 3 eno omukyala ni bw'aba ng'atengenga waire nga tasoboire kumira eddagala. Mirasi asobola okuzaala omwana ng'azira kawuka.
The 70% were giving children who had no kawuka, it was only 30%. That time.
Nti ebiseera ebyo nga eddagala likaali kuyida nga ku 10 bamaama 7 asobola okuzaala omwana ng'azira kawuka. Bino 3 gasigalawo nga 3 ago omwana asobola ofuniramu akawuka.
Now, initially we were worried that it was going through mosquitoes and insect bites and so on.
Nti ebiranga ebyobulamu bikaali kugondoolwa bulungi balowoozanga nti n'ensiri esobola okuleeta akawuka ka mukeenendya.
But then we found it was not possible.
Awo bajja okunoonyereza nga tikisoboka ensiri tereeta siriimu.
So we closed the route of blood transfusion.
So baigalawo ekintu ekyokukoba nti okuwa omusaayi bw'oyo omuntu aba afuniramu akawuka singa ng'aguba gwekeeneneibwa bulungi.
We got technology to determine the safety.
Baleeta ebyuma bya kabiibibiidi nga bisobola osengedde omusaayi ogwo gwabanga mulungi nnyo okuweebwa omuntu owundi.
So that route was closed long ago.
So buti ekyo kyegalibwawo tekaali nsonga nti ereeta akawuka ka siriimu.
Then the one of mother to child, we also closed it because medicine became available which would stop transmission from mother to child.
Then nakyokoba nti maama agemye omwana singa nga maama yaganibwa n'akawuka ka siriimu bw'abaaniza eddagala eryo akawuka tikagema mwana.
So there's only one route.
Waliwo omutambula mulala gw'okusobola ofunamu akawuka ka siriimu.
That is the route of Malaya.
Nayo empisa y'obuseegu ey'okwetunda oba okwegabangula oba okugula b'amalaaya.
So you people, please don't keep playing around with this problem.
Muzee alikora nti lekera okuzaanira ku kizibu eky'akawuka ka siriimu kuba kaliyo ate kakaaliwo.
Yes, the drugs are there.
Kituufu eddagala liriyo aye litatiinula.
The drugs are there to suppress the virus.
Eddagala liriyo erimugiriza akawuka ako obutanapula
okukendeeza ku bulwadde.
Eddagala liriwo erikendeeza okuzaala kw'akawuka ka siriimu.
But it is not eliminated.
Aye tikiteerayo kawuka ka siriimu mu mubiri gwo. Kaba kalimu aye oba baba kayisaako engeri yekazaalamu.
But the advantage we are looking for
omukisa oguli oba kye tuli kunoonya
in suppressing the virus
mu kumugiriza akawuka ak'obutaalula busirikale bungi obulwaire bw'akawuka
is that when it is very much suppressed, it doesn't spread so much.
Nti bw'oba ng'omuyiza eddagala lyo mu biseera akawuka ako kaba nkanyigirizibwa tikazaala ino ate tikakuluma ino.
But you, who is already infected,
iwe olagaanibwa n'akawuka,
there are certain things you can no longer do.
waliwo ebintu ebikugaanibwa bw'oba ng'olagaanibwa nga oli mulwaire w'akawuka ka siriimu.
Because some of the, like in the army, we discovered that when somebody over-exerts himself with the kawuka, it can cause the problem.
As per our theme of today, which is also a reflection of one of the SDGs, i.e., accelerating intervention to end AIDS by 2030. It is my hope and desire that all our scientists and all the people of Uganda continue to extend maximum cooperation to each other in order to beat that deadline. Because, Your Excellency, the underlying conditions of the people living with HIV/AIDS still continue to make AIDS a health hazard, as experienced during the COVID-19 pandemic, and maybe in any other pandemics that may arise. So the bottom line, Your Excellency, is that AIDS should be ended.
Lukubyo ku buvubi twalinda omwezi oguwire tulina ebintu byetwakukobera abantu bali kutyanga okwogera ange ekituufu kyene ensonga tiziri bulungi. Abantu batuma ku kyalo kino okola emirimu gyo n'okuma abantu beeriza emyalo. Abantu abo babuuza nti abatatu batulobera okuvuba bano balikola kimunanda ate balikola byebatulobera byebalikola. Abantu abandi balina amaato agawera bakontrolinga emyalo. Eriyo n'ekintu kyebetako the big network abasasula sente meno so okujja okuvuba awo bali baikiriza. So tiri kwenda bakibuuse maiso ndi tukusamukire aye tena twakobera ekiri mu kyalo. So Excellency, ensonga eyo ndikusaba nti ogyetegereza bulungi ogiringemu. So tulikwenda okubaza okuyida ekyoluguudo tikyogereku olwendo olubiseemu tulina essuubi nti olida tukolera oluguudo olwo. N'ekindi baba nenda okwebaza nti ebidi eri meeri edo ni nuclear facility eno bida kwongera kutumbula economy ya Kidere. Abaana kani abadiope shifu odinatandika okola abantu bajja kuvanga eyo bagulana ebintu seminti amabaati kyeweza kwetaaga kujaidinza sente zisigala ene Kidera. Abenda kunabya bamuno ano bali ku maadi bagondole sente nga zisigala ano. So tulina opportunity okulankulana ku kyalo kino ekyekidira ni nankani budiope. Nuclear facility yona eda kutuyamba abantu abalajja okukola muno bajja kwetaaga amayumba bajja kwetaaga ebyokukozesa. So opportunities ziriwo ningi. Tukwenda okubaza baba nti ekyo kitukoleire mu myaka gitali mitono ino
government model in yoga and other welfare creation interventions. Sir, being financially empowered not only increases household incomes, but it also helps to reduce the vulnerabilities, especially of adolescent girls and young women in HIV infection. Your Excellency, You have always emphasized that health is wealth. I therefore urge Ugandans to test for HIV and know their status. If you test positive, treatment for HIV is available in all government facilities, and when taken as advised, it is beneficial in suppressing the HIV virus. HIV prevention communication is also beneficial in creating awareness and changing individual and social behavior. To this,
acknowledge your commitment and consistent stewardship to the fight against HIV/AIDS ever since you took leadership. And last but not least, Your Excellency, I thank you on behalf of all Ugandans for the work you're doing now on driving the country towards industrialization, improving household incomes. All of this ultimately impact public health and reduction in new HIV infections. Global AIDS Report 2024. UNAIDS estimates that there are 39.9 million people living with HIV globally. And that in 2023 alone, we got 1.3 million people getting infected. This included 120,000 children. So that's the global picture. And I give that because I'm about to talk about there has been a reduction in new HIV infections by 45%, from 68,000 infections annually in 2017, and by December 2023, we had 38,000 new HIV infections. It means within a period of 12 months, that's the number of people who became infected. Your Excellency, to highlight, 15,000 of these were young people between the age of 15 to 24. And among them, we had 4,700 children between the ages 0 to 14. So while we have the technology to stop babies getting HIV, we still have quite a number that is still getting HIV. So
as we PHIVs come together to reflect on our progress and honor those we have lost, we still reaffirm our commitment to ending AIDS by 2030. With only 4 years left, the theme Accelerating Interventions to End AIDS by 2030 re-emphasizes the need for urgency in our collective efforts to end HIV as a public health threat. While progress has been made, significant challenges remain, and it is clear that we must act together to achieve the goal of ending AIDS by 2030. Uganda has made great strides in the fight against HIV, and we thank you for your efforts. Over 1.4 million people living with HIV are accessing antiviral therapies, enabling them to live longer, healthier, and be more productive. However, barriers which include stigma, discrimination, logistical, and systems-related challenges continue to affect access to services and must be eliminated. As a community, we aim to end AIDS as a public health threat, and we note that achieving the global 95-95 targets requires the following: ensuring 95% of people living with HIV know their status, 95% of those diagnosed receive sustained antiviral therapy, 95% of those on ART achieve viral suppression.
And as